What is up, guys, gals, and non-binary pals? My name is Naomi. Welcome to House of Miscellanea. It's been a hot minute. I'm so happy to see you live. Hello to the people in chat. Hi to Tigger and Crystal. Hello to Jen. That's Dawn to Dust Gems. And hi to Tanis and Shannon. I hope you guys are doing awesome. I've missed you. Um, and hi, Cat M. It has been a minute, I should say, but it's actually like a decent temperature in the house. I finally installed the air conditioners. I can't wait any longer. It had to happen. So glad, very glad. What's up, Alondra? So let me get into my tools really quickly and then we'll get right into it. I've got a pen here from Diamond Pen Pals. This is the Satura pen. I love it. It's my go-to. I use it all the time. And then in my single placer, I have Ghost from Diamond Painting Daily. This is their little symbol over on Etsy. You can find them and Diamond Pen Pal on Etsy. Along with in my multi-placer, I am using Tanzanite dot dot putty from Butterfly Effect Wares, also on Etsy. And then I'm using a cat-proof tray. Thank you, Bird. I'm using a cat-proof tray. You can see their little symbol on the top there. This is I think it's called the Fine Loaf, but it's closed right now because I have diamonds in it. I'm almost positive this is the Fine Loaf, but they forgot to put their insignia on the back. I just love the color. The color shift is really pretty on this one, but it does have a removable lid, which is sort of like Tupperware. And it's really, flexible, bendable, whatever. I usually put that off to the side or underneath the diamond painting, even better. I love this one for any color blocking that I have to do because there's a lot of color blocking in this kit. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. The diamond painting that I am working on is Moon Eater by Yume from Diamond Art Club. And right now I'm up in this area of the diamond painting. I had done the bottom and then realized that there was all of this color blocking up top. So I actually moved to the top to get all the color blocking done. So I didn't have to end on color blocking. Let me go and try and give this bird a quick treat so she'll stop squawking at nothing. That's what she loves to do, is squawk at nothing. Her favorite pastime activity. Quite, a couple of those. There. Gave her some peanuts. Anyways, hi Mo, how you doing, Alice? Anywho, what have you guys been up to? It's been a hot minute. I have been trying not to die of heat exhaustion. That's been basically goal number one in my house. And then once we got the air conditioner installed, it's been a lot better. Had a little phone fiasco that is now fixed. And thank you, Tigger. You know what you did. It's fixed now, so that's good. I'll go into more detail on that in the whip and other than that, I mean, it was so hot in my house. Like, I couldn't even sit over here to diamond paint. I couldn't handle the heat, man. It gets to be so hot and humid. It's unbearable. It's hard to even like make my brain function when it gets that hot. Hi, Peggy. The night is early. Yes, smack that lonely, lonely life like button. Just give it a little boop boop. I think you only have to hit it once. But if you like hitting it more than once, just keep hitting it until it works. So I actually came up with a game. It's a new Would You Rather diamond painting game with some new and different questions. I thought that could be fun. Otherwise, we'll just sit here and chat, do our normal thing like we usually do. Dustin took me out for sushi, all well fed. That's always nice. the sushi that I get, it's well, they call it a Parker roll based on one of our local high schools, but it has shrimp tempura, which is wrapped obviously in like your seaweed and rice, but it also has avocado and cream cheese, I believe. And then it has the spicy mayo on top. And then I put the eel sauce on top, which is essentially just like thicker soy sauce, really is what eel sauce I think is. I don't think it's actually like sauce from an eel. Maybe it is, and I just don't know it. It tastes like soy sauce. I can tell you that. But I'm kind of a sushi fanatic. I'll do just about anything for sushi. Uh-oh. Why'd you delete the message, Mel? What was it? Was it naughty? I hope it was naughty. What does it say? Mel and Naomi, I got the heat you sent. Oh, okay. But why was it deleted? It just said that you deleted it, Melissa. What are you doing deleting messages? Naughty, naughty. I don't know how to fix it. Oh well. So what is it's not a good week for you and Tanis? Oh no. That might be the kids getting home. I don't know what Beans is barking about otherwise. Sadness. It's sadness for him. We started going on a walk today, but the mosquitoes were so thick. I think we made it, I don't even know, a quarter mile. And we were like, that's gonna be a negative. We're gonna need to turn this baby around because when they start biting me, it's a problem. Oh, you meant to respond. Whoops. Whoopsie poopsie. Okay, now I got to think about what 27 degrees is in Fahrenheit. Because I think I'd have to, yeah, I gotta Google that because I don't know how to do I don't know how to do the change. Yes, that word. Thank you. The conversion. Thank you, Dustin. You let me sit there and struggle before you help me out, but that's okay. I reported her on the VIP group by accident, and now I deleted her comment. Whoops. Gotta be all telling on people. Gotta be careful with that. You gotta be careful with that on certain pages. They'll take that seriously and go boot somebody. Like, whoopsies. I bet that was the fastest you ever went and explained to anybody, though, in your life, huh? You're like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Because I imagine that'd get out of hand real fast if you're not careful. You love sushi too? You know what? We actually, our grocery store does not do a horrible job on sushi, shockingly, because some grocery store sushis, it's like, nah, I'm good. But ours actually, they work on making it fresh every day. Not booted yet. Well, that's good. Yeah, it definitely makes a huge difference if they're making it fresh every day using, fresh ingredients, etc. But I've had some also very bad grocery store sushi, so just kind of depends on whether or not that particular grocery store cares about the fact that the sushi is disgusting and wants to fix it. Because as far as I'm aware, ours makes theirs like on the daily. You don't want to be eating grody sushi. That'll get a person sick real fast. Because depending on what they use to put, for the fish or the meat or whatever they happen to be putting in the sushi, if they don't use fresh ingredients, oh, it's the worst. It is the worst. You like a California roll? Yeah, my son likes the California roll too. Message Dak so fast to plead my case. I would have too. I've been like, let me fix this before it gets out of hand. Yeah, California roll's really good. I like to have a little a little bit of like either tuna is really good. The switch over to the shrimp tempura, that's been fairly recent because usually I just do a tuna roll, which is just tuna, rice, seaweed, nothing fancy. I only pretty recently switched to these fancier sushis. I'm not very adventurous with fish, though, I have to say. I'm actually kind of scared of fish. It really depends because there's certain fish that are like really fishy. I remember we had a friend who had invited us over for dinner, and I didn't know it until we already were there that she was making fish tacos. And again, I am not very adventurous with fish. I am not a huge fan to begin with. And then when it's a really fishy fish, I just can't. I can't do it. She had made these fish tacos with tilapia, which I'm told is a good fish to use for fish tacos, but it tasted like, I don't know, drinking the water out of the inside of a fish tank. It was not tasty. Did not enjoy that even a little bit. So for those who enjoy fish tacos and or tilapia, I salute you. I am not one of them. What's up, Abby? Only buy it from the stores that have a person making them. Yeah, exactly. Made the mistake of getting pre-made sushi once at a store. Yeah. So like we have ones where it's pre-made, but like it's you see the person is standing there essentially like filling the shelves as emptying or whatever. Like there's actually a sushi chef person standing there working on the sushi. So, it's from then or maybe 10 minutes prior. Anything that's been refrigerated for a long period of time, ugh, nope, just nope. Hi, Bobby Lee. I am working on, let me get it back out here. I am working on Moon Eater by Yume from Diamond Art Club. That's this one. This beauty. It's a 60 by 78 centimeters or 23.6 by 30.7 inches from Diamond Art Club. Let me not have the light shining right on it. There. This one. Lots of 939, as you can see. All the 939 that you could ever ask for. Right now, this is like the top of the figure's head. The hairline and whatnot. I love this one. I don't know what it is lately. I have been working on all of the blue kits that I own, apparently. Okay, not all of them because I have a lot more where this came from. All right, I'm going to need this not to tip over like that on me again. I'm used to having my finger like held down on the side. You know what? Let me switch to, where did it go? Hold on. I'm going to go to my ephemera 3D tray. I really love the Deep Six. It's another one that it's not obviously as long as the cat proof tray, but it is a nice long size. Brown chicken, brown cow. Got plenty of length and girth for me. But it is the Deep Six because it's 6 inches from top to bottom. I love this one. I also love the spout on this one. It's similar to, I think it's the Inferno spout from Firefly, because we know I love Firefly also. I do love my Firefly trays. But yeah, I can't do fishes at the best of times. And so, like the in-laws, they'll do a fish fry, and I'm usually only eating they'll do like catfish, Mayan, which is, I think it's another kind of catfish, isn't it? Yeah, what's Mayan? Piranha. Oh, okay. Well, it's also a fishy fish, but I don't. Mm-mm. Oh, well, then what was what they had last time? Because they had catfish, something else, and crappie, but I didn't eat the catfish or the other thing. Maybe I did eat the piranha. I don't know. I can't handle it when it tastes like I'm eating the inside of a fish tank. And a lot of fish, especially bottom feeder fish like catfish, have that flavor to them. So I'm very picky about fish. How many 939 and 311 drills have you laid have you laid or done in the month of June? Laid down too freaking many? I don't know. I don't know that I have a number for that because my finishes have included Surreal Blues, which had plenty of 939. Um, Mermaid Empress. Oh my gosh. Now, did that one have 939 or color in that 823? I'm trying to remember. Oh, hold on, I can tell you in a second. Let me get it out. Let me get out Mermaid Empress here and we can take a look. Because I think she had 939, but it might have been. No, I think the darkest on Mermaid Empress was actually 823. I'm gonna look down the side of it though. Let me move this stuff out of the way so I don't knock everything over. That'd be tragic. That would be tragic. Scooching things, scooching things. Okay, so you'd be interested to know. Okay, so Mermaid Empress, I think she only has, yeah, she doesn't have any 9-3. Whoop, I mean, not fold it though. She doesn't have any 939, just 823 is the darkest color. This darkest color right here, even though it looks really dark, is actually 823. And then there's a little bit of like green in there. It's like a dark olive green. But no, actually the darkest blue in this is 823. But it looks really good when it's done. That's all I'm saying. I gotta tell you, it took me the longest to figure out what the hell this was. And then I realized it was an arm fin because in the picture, there's the line down her arm is actually darker so that you can tell it's not, it's attached to the arm, but it isn't like part of the arm. And so I was like, what is this? And then realized it was a fin. No, it's not bad. And actually, there's a lot of change up and interest in this piece. So working that blue was not actually all that bad. Thank you, Akana. Yeah, I think she is also beautiful. I had never worked with the quads before. That was new. And those are really beautiful. And almost all of the yellow that you see, almost all of that is fairy dust. All of her crown up here, that's all fairy dust. Almost all of the leaves in these plants, like the seaweed, all of that is also fairy dust. Her eyes are basically all fairy dust. They did a really good job with the overall, with the render on this one. Very, very happy. And I really did enjoy those quads. They look really nice. Thank you, Missy D. Yeah. So I worked on this one. I worked on Surreal Blues, which I'd love to show you, but it's so freaking big. I don't even think you'd be able to see all of it or even part of it because it's just ginormous. It's a 70 by 105. You'll have to wait for the post review on that one. I worked on the piece from Enabler's Outpost. That one is just blue and white. Chroma was colorful. I feel like I've just done a lot of blue lately. All the blue that you could need. all of the blue. It's all right though. I like blue. It's not even my favorite color, but I have a lot of diamond paintings with blue in it. Another to go to wish list. Hi, Vicky. Yeah, Mermaid Empress was really beautiful. And so I saw that it ended up uh in the mystery boxes, which kind of surprised me because it seemed like most of what they put in there that wasn't new was sort of overstock. And so I guess I'm surprised, Rita Konya has so many witches. Like you can get a witch in just about every color with Rita Konya. I got the Mermaid Empress because it wasn't a witch. I wanted to do something other than a witch by Rita. And yeah, it definitely it was lovely. Really, really enjoyed that one. And it gives you enough change up in the colors of blue. There's a lot of with that one in particular, there's a lot of movement in that piece. So you'll have like areas where it's lots of different blues, but there's a lot of movement in even in the leaves, the way that the leaves are shaped. So you're not doing these huge like blocky sections like this one, for instance. I'm going to scoot you. Hold on a second. This one, move my light up a little bit, has huge sections of color blocking. There is nothing else but 939 right in this area. There's like 3 dots of a different color, and the rest is 939. And that kind of continues all the way around this piece, right? It is nice to have all of this confetti to break that up because there are a lot of speckly stuff like this in the piece. Made it definitely more bearable to work on. But with Mermaid Empress, yeah, it's a lot of blues, it's a lot of yellows, but those blues and yellows are very much broken up with the movement. Yeah, sometimes a witch just in the same color and a different color, just basically, oh, in this one, her hands are doing this and it's butterflies. And in this one, her hands are doing this, but it's crystals or whatever. Not that I'm complaining, like I'm not harping on Rita Konya. I think her stuff is really beautiful, but I I would get I'd get bored pretty quickly. You know what I mean? So, anyways, if you were on the fence about Mermaid Empress, I say get it. I really enjoyed it. Nice little excuse me, nice little blobby sections of different colors, and yeah, it was not as nearly as bad as I was kind of setting it up to be for myself. I enjoyed it. How many diamond paintings have you done in June so far? Um, Hold on. I can tell you how many I've done for the year so far, and in June maybe, if I've kept good records. Let's find out. Okay, so let me find my first for the year because okay, that's all last year. Okay, we're getting close. So I actually this one I finished in January, and that was Down the Rabbit Hole. I finished her in January. I finished, so that's one. This one I finished in January, Unicorn Girl, so that's two. This was my first finish of 2025, Purity. So that's three. This one I finished in 5 days, Galaxy Heart from Jada Gem Shop. That was my second finish. So wait, let's see. One, two. Where's my third finish? Oh, here we go. The Librarian was my third finish. So that's three, and then four. Four was Down the Rabbit Hole. Five was Unicorn Girl. Six was, where did it go? I just saw it. Finish 6 was Honor the Masses from Jaded Gem Shop. Oh, kids are home. Just a moment. Finish 7 was A Cup of Sunshine. That was in February. Finish 8 was, oh, it was Finish 8. Finish 8 was Houseplants 2 from Paint Gems. Finish 9 was Mushrooms from Paint Gems. Finish 10 was Captured by Radiance's Eden Cove, this one. Finish 11 was another Paint Gem. Finish 12, I think, was Persephone of Spring. Finish 13. No, this was Finish 12. That was Finish 13. But I finished Fisher Gal in March. I finished Evening Melodies in May. I finished Foxy Lady in March. So 15. I don't know. I hope you guys are keeping count. Veiled in Starlight. I finished that one in April. May, Cauldron of Myrrh. I finished that in May. I finished Boreal in April. I finished Chroma in May. Witch Bedroom I finished in May. Definitely don't see enough blues in your finishes. Right. Surreal Blues I finished in June. I finished Mermaid Empress in June. I'll finish Moon Eater before the end of June. Do I have any other ones? Probably just don't have them written down. What am I missing? I'm missing something. So I think when I finish out June, I will have 3 or 4. Yeah, I think I'll have 3 or 4 by the time that I finish June. Because this one will definitely be done. I would assume I'll have this done in the next couple of days. Moving all my release papers falling down. But we'll see. Yeah, definitely don't see enough blue in there, huh? All the blue that you want, really? Okay. So I have a game that I figured we all could play together. It's a would you rather game. Hopefully this one won't make everybody angry. I don't think that there were any questions in there that would, upset too many people. You know what I mean? Like, and not by upsetting people because they're bad questions, just because they're mean questions. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Okay. So this is a diamond painting would you rather. And the first question, this particular section is all about art styles, okay? So art style questions. And the first one is, would you rather diamond paint a realist piece or a pop art piece? Okay. I do like pop art, but I would say of the two between surrealist and pop art, I would definitely prefer surrealist myself. I feel like I have a lot of surrealist finishes actually, and I don't have too many pop art pieces. I have one from Art and Soul that is a pop art piece. I don't know if I even have any other pop art pieces. besides that one. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But surrealist, I have surrealist paintings up the wazoo, man. Surrealist for you too? Yeah, absolutely. There's just something about surreal paintings. It's it's uh it's real, but it's not real, right? Like there's there's enough there to recognize it as some kind of reality, but it's like extra reality. Well, okay, they came up with a word for it. It's called surreality, surreal, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I would definitely have to say surrealists for me personally. Nothing wrong with pop art. Don't mind my spelling errors. No worries. Okay, next question. Would you rather only do fantasy art or realistic portraits forever? Fantasy art, I think, is going to have to be it for me. I do like the problem I feel like with realistic portraits is the fact that when it comes to diamond painting, I don't think that diamond painting necessarily lends itself to realistic art. Um, a really good example of that was the what's it called? The Alchemist Shop, I think was the name of it. I believe that was the name of it. Either way, beautiful, beautiful piece, right? But then there's certain parts that look really great and realistic, and then there's other parts that it's like, what went wrong here? Something is off. And I feel like if you're trying to go for realism, I don't think that pixels necessarily lend themselves to that art. So it's going to have to be fantasy for me. And yeah, I agree with you, Alondra. There's definitely so many more options when it comes to fantasy art. And it doesn't even necessarily have to be a portrait. I'm just as happy to do fantasy art that has a really cool dragon or a unicorn or whatever. I'm all about it. I'll take just about anything that is colorful and fun to diamond paint. Hi, Glory. Okay, next question. Would you rather work on abstract art or landscapes? And for me, that is probably going to have to be abstract art. I do like landscapes. In fact, even better if it's an abstract landscape, as almost every color out of place is an abstract landscape. But I think if I had to pick between just like, is it abstract or is it a landscape, like a traditional landscape? I am so freaking picky about the landscapes that I do enjoy that I feel like it would have to be so specific, you know, in order for me to really, really, really get into it. Shannon and Tanis are saying landscape, Tigger and Alondra, abstract. Jen says landscape. Vicky says abstract. Yeah, it's funny though, because like if it's an abstract landscape, winning. Like that's the perfect combo for me. There are some landscapes that I do enjoy, but I am really picky about the landscapes that I'll work on anymore. Now, when I first started diamond painting, all I did was landscapes and animals because that's all they had available at the store. But now that I've got a choice, Marianne says landscape. Yeah. Okay, more art styles. Would you rather paint a gothic scene or a pastel kawaii theme? Now, if you're unfamiliar with what kawaii is, kawaii means cute. Um, think of like if you're familiar with Muni Made, it would be artwork from It's So Weird or things like that. Um, and obviously Gothic would be more like a Lovell or whatever. Kettner is another really good example of like kawaii art with the animals specifically, the little like Nico Marts. That's very kawaii. Um, ooh, that's hard. See, I have a Gothic imagery, but when it comes to diamond painting it, it's really hard to do dark artwork. You have to be in a specific kind of mood. Like, I love Lovell's work, but it definitely takes a kind of a mindset for me to work on a really dark piece like that. So I'm going to go with the pastel Hawaii looking artwork for me because I think it's more fun to diamond paint. It keeps my interest. Hi, Jane. Tigger's going gothic. All right. Jen says probably pastels, but I always end up at gothic. All right. Yeah, it's like it's also really difficult, I feel like, to diamond paint dark colors. Harder to see, especially if you're like me and you just don't bother with a light board. Being able to even see where they're supposed to go is hard. Yeah, not trying to talk anybody out of it or anything. If you like dark and gothic, then it is what it is. I don't know. It's really difficult after a while to keep focused on really dark images. Okay, next question in art styles. Would you rather do a vintage pinup girl or a modern fashion illustration? Okay, so there is one piece that springs to mind with regard to like a pinup girl look. Do you guys remember I think it's called Genesis 2 and it sort of looks like a pinup girl, but then it's got sort of like tattoo flash art all over her. I love that piece. It's one that I'm really kind of bummed out is not in my stash at all because I really love that look. I don't have any pinup girl type dealies, but um as far as like modern fashion, yeah, it's in the room. You can have it. I love Genesis too. Yeah. But a pinup sounds really like I want to see classic Vargas girl. You know what I mean? With the like the booty is tooched, little boop happening with the butt. I mean, just beautiful images. Like even even a Marilyn Monroe looking Vargas girl sounds amazing. I don't have any, but I would add one to my stash if there was a decent one out there. Heck yeah, I'd grab that up. Not that, I mean, because honestly, what is modern fashion? I don't even know what defines the style of like the the 20 teens and the 2020s. You know what I mean? Like the 20s are not the flapper girl 20s I thought we were going to get like a reinvention of. Um I think most of what is fashion is like those those blankets that are also a hoodie. You know what I'm talking about? Not knocking on anybody who has one. I'm just saying that like I don't know, cozy couture. That's what it seems like we're leaning toward these days. Saw a friend do it and had to get it. Yeah. Also got the Alice one by the, yeah, that Alice one is cute too. I got May from JGS. She's only a head, but it's kind of almost flapper. Nice. Y2K is coming back and saying, I know, and that's a little scary too. I don't need people out there like candy raving and a little weird. But I guess it's better than comfy couture if that's where we're at these days. Granted, I like being comfortable. But there really isn't anything that I would call like uh like modern fashion. I don't know if there really is such a thing these days. Sorry. Sir, I'm gonna need you to be quiet, okay? I don't even know what you're barking about, but just stop it. Sorry about that. Sparkles on everything. Yes. Everything is bedazzled or vajazzled, whichever you like. Next one in art styles. Would you rather complete, and it's sort of a similar to one other question, but would you rather complete a dark, moody piece? Doesn't have to necessarily be black and white or gothic, but dark and moody, or bright neon. Okay, so I have to be honest and tell you that I I don't own any yet, but I really enjoy Micah Jelina's girls. I just don't have any yet. There are some really good, like bright neon looking ones of those that I I kind of sort of wish were in my stash. They're not, but I kind of wish they were because they're so much fun. I like dark and moody though. I do appreciate like Medusa by Christopher Lobel or even the occasional Anise, however you say her name, Anise Guerrero. Um I do really really like those two, but I think my secret my secret dark pleasure is actually like in the neon rainbow area, which I think probably surprises nobody. I do like me some bright rainbow colors. Though I do have to say, like for dark and moody, um, like Soul of the Storm, I'm really looking forward to working on that one at some point. She's in my stash, and I'm glad that I have her because that one is dark and moody, but also really beautiful. I don't know. I'm still gonna go neon for now, just because I've done enough dark pieces lately. I need to move on to something neon, I guess. Okay. Uh, ooh, okay. Now here's where it comes down. Would you rather finish a stained glass style or a watercolor style piece? A stained glass style piece or a watercolor style piece? Okay, well, I mean, you guys probably already know the answer to this one. I have always loved watercolor style. It's always been my favorite. Now, that is not to say that some of those Peggy Collins pieces have not like really grabbed my attention. And if I had the extra money, I would own so freaking many of them because I think they are beautiful. White Lotus, Black Lotus, one that isn't Peggy Collins, but is still stained glass, like stained glass dress. Um, Gosh, just breathtaking, really breathtaking. But my heart is probably always going to be with watercolor. That's going to be a hard one to tear me apart from. I'd love to do a stained glass piece, but I have more watercolor pieces. Yeah, same. And I love watercolor just as an art style anyway. Yeah, that's hard, but I mean, if you're gonna make me pick between My Morales or Peggy Collins, I know who's gonna win. I definitely know who's gonna win out there. Finish of stained glass dress. It came out beautiful. I bet it did. I bet it freaking did. And I'm bummed I didn't, but that one will go that one will go on the wish list for like something to hunt up later when somebody decides that, you know, they're not interested in working on it anymore. They're ready to de-stash it for 40 bucks. That's when I'll snatch that one up, I tell you. Or at least that's my hope. Yeah, thank you, Mel. Be kind. Tap that like button. Guess I have to backtrack since I did do Golden Lotus is the title. I just framed. Ooh, Golden Lotus is gorgeous. All right. Would you rather do a traditional Japanese art piece or a Renaissance style piece? Ooh, that's hard. Because I do really, really, really love the Japanese arts, like traditional Japanese art style. I think it is gorgeous, though there are some really phenomenal, like Da Vinci pieces that I'd love to eventually get to work on. Um, I I think I think I'm gonna go with Japanese, traditional Japanese art. I think, yeah, I think that's the direction I'm going because I do really, really love traditional Japanese art. Just too freaking pretty. Too freaking pretty. All right, where did my, there we go. Where are my tweezers? Suck on here. All right, now I just got to do the 939 on this piece section here. Then we can move on to the next section, which is just all blues, basically. Where'd this go? We got 2 Renaissances. I do love Renaissance art, though. Don't get me wrong. Like even though I'm non-Christian, I think that The Last Supper was done so beautifully. I do really love Da Vinci's art, though, generally. All right, let's see. Okay, would you rather diamond paint your own original art or a famous masterpiece? Well, as I am not a artist like myself, I'm going to go with a masterpiece. And yeah, it's easy enough to create your own like AI pieces and get customs done of that. But I think, I don't know, I think I would rather, they're both free really when you think about it. If I'm doing AI and the old masters are free, the only person who's benefiting is the company selling it. So, um, yeah, I think I'd have to go with an old master. And I think if I was going to do any piece by an old master that I haven't already done, of course, like, you know, I've already done Starry Night. I've already done Cafe at Night. I've done a lot of old masters already, but There's still a few out there that I'd really like to work on. Work on again. I would do Dak's version of Starry Night, like the newest version that they came out with. I'd love to work on that one. So many specials in it. Oh, so pretty. I think I would make something using AI probably. Okay. Marianne wants to do her own. You see the new Star Wars, talk about color blocking. Yes, Jamie. Oh my gosh, those Star Wars drops. They're really cool images, but wow, you better be ready for some color blocking if you want to do those. They're fun for pieces. It looks like they would be fun for pieces to like hang up if you're really, if you got your she shed or your man cave or your whatever. Um, Kind of fun for that if you've got a theme in your house already of like movie posters or that sort of thing. I think that they would fit right in that sort of an environment. But yeah, talk about color blocking, and that does not sound fun to me. I've done the color blocking route before, and that's too much. That's way too much. I'm not talented, and I don't think stick figures would go well. But I think I would make a cool, funky AI image using cats and other things I like a fever dream. There you go, Alondra. I have some pages that I colored. Ooh, would love to see those as diamond. That sounds cool. Um, and what was I just gonna say? I was gonna say something. I don't even remember. It's gone. Gone from the brain. All the way gone. I do really like some of the old masters, like the John William Waterhouses are beautiful. There's some really cool Art Deco style pieces. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. If you're interested in seeing someone who like does their own AI artwork as customs, um, Amy from South Africa. No, not Amy. Kim E is her name. It's like My Happy Place with Kim E. She does a lot of customs with her own AI stuff and then has them done by Evermoment. And she's got a lot of really cool AI images. And actually, if you like the AI images that she's created, she'll send you a file so that you can get the same thing custom if you want to. Although right now, Evermoment is not shipping to the United States. And no, Vicky, that's not the same as After. Because I know that sometimes you get those two confused. I would too. It's basically the same dang name. Working on a Pug by Maryline Kazanavi. But yeah, her YouTube channel is My Life with Kim E or My Happy Place with Kim E. One of the two. If you look up Kim E and diamond painting, you should find her, but she's from South Africa. And not only does she have a really cool accent that you can listen to, but she does a lot of really cool AI art pieces, custom through Evermoment. Always mix them up. Yes. Jamie, last I knew on their Facebook, like 3 days ago, they had put a pause on it again. So I don't know what's going on now. Okay, moving on to would you rather diamond painting artists. Oh, this is not going to be nice. I didn't even come up with these questions, and it's already being really mean to me. Oh, would you rather only do pieces by Margaret Morales or only do pieces by Camilla de Erico? That is not nice. Jen, her name is Kim E. Like Kim, last initial is E. And I think it's My Happy Place with Kimmy. but she's got a lot of really cool stuff. Only Margaret Morales or only Camilla d'Errico? Well, I can tell you already that I don't enjoy working on only one artist anyway. I would hate to do only one artist like from now on, right? That does not sound enjoyable to me. If I only got to work on one artist for like the rest of forever. But if I have to pick, I think you guys know who I'm picking. It's got to be Morales. I do love Camilla d'Errico, but I would not be able to just do Camilla d'Errico and never do another Morales. That just can't happen. Jamie says sigh. Yeah, I know. Last I knew on their Facebook page, because they had said that they were going to open up shipping to the US and then they had to do a heel turn. I'm not sure what happened, but they changed their mind. I think it's something to do with like, I mean, obviously the tariffs, but specifically like de minimis or something like that. I don't know. It's a bummer too, because I went on there just kind of looking at stuff to see how much something would cost to get shipped to the house. And it said, we are not shipping in your area. And I was like, you buttholes. And then I went and checked their Facebook. That was like 2 nights ago. A little bit agitated by that. A little bit more than a little bit agitated. Okay, next question. Oh, ouch. Would you rather never paint your favorite artist again or only paint that artist forever? Oh my gosh. Well, never paint my favorite artist again or only paint that artist forever. I guess it's a good thing that Margaret has so many pieces of artwork. Now, granted, if I'm only doing Margaret's work, Dak is going to need to start pumping those babies out after I run out of pieces, because then I wouldn't have anything to diamond paint anymore. But assuming that I could get every single one of her pieces as a diamond painting, then I guess that's what I'm doing. I wouldn't want to only paint my favorite artist forever and ever, but if it's a choice between never working on it again or only working on it, I guess I'm going with only. Oh no. Yeah, it's cruel. I know. Can still look at them, would get bored with the same style. Um, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. Well, then who gets all of my Moraleses when I'm no longer allowed to work on Moraleses? Okay, my new favorite artist. My new favorite artist is somebody else. Hi, Kawaii Mama. Hi, Brenda. Miss watching your lives. Been so busy. Hey, you haven't actually missed anything, Brenda. I actually had like a week off because it was too hot in the house and I couldn't even diamond paint. It was pretty sad, actually. Very sad. Oh, hold on. I gotta scoot some things over here. Scoochie, scoochie. There we go. And I gotta move my camera. Happy mail. Tigger's got some happy mail. You and Mel and Alondra. Suddenly Peggy Collins is my favorite. I know, right? It's like, my new favorite artist is Chrisabug. I have almost as many Chrisabugs as I do Margaret Morales's, so there is that. But yeah, assuming I'm not lying. Oh, Marianne needs some. I guess I'm gonna have to share them out with the group. Hi, Liana. Long time no see you. Hope you're doing well. All right, got to load my pen. And actually, while I'm at it, I'm going to retape my multiplacer because it keeps slipping out on me. My new fave is the one I don't like. Yeah, honestly, pick anybody, right? Pick anybody you hate. That's your new favorite. Okay, here's a question. It's not a would you rather question. Okay, for the group, your least favorite artist is now your new favorite artist. Who is your new favorite artist? Who do you got for me? I know my answer. And mine isn't just on like art style, it's also on principle. Spangler. Mine's not Spangler, but Jamie's is Spangler. Yeah, I'm not a huge Spangler, but Vicky, ding 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 ding. Yep. Well, that one or one other person, but I won't name them. I will not name them. And it's not because, it's more or less just because the style is not for me. It's nothing to do with like the the art is necessarily awful. I mean, some of it I think is awful, but that's also because it's just not really my thing. Josephine Wall. Oh, glory. Unpopular opinion, probably. Mandy Manzano. Okay. Yeah, I have a couple of Mandy pieces that I've enjoyed, but um not really not really my style. I don't really care for Emma Casey. I think it's like I don't like a very super cartoony look. And I think that Anna Lynn and Emma Casey have that in common, where the artwork is very cartoony looking. And I don't care for a cartoony looking stuff. And so I think that's probably where that comes from, is mostly about the fact that it's very cartoony than anything else. I mean, with one, there are principles at play here, but um, for the most part, I just don't do a cartoony looking style. Can't think of his name, but it's the landscape one. It's heavy on confetti. Um, well, it's like a lot of the landscape stuff is really confetti heavy, but the person who springs to mind would be like Abraham Hunter, but that's because Abraham Hunter tends to put a lot of little things in it. Chuck Pinson. Oh, yeah, maybe Chuck Pinson. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense. Pinsons also tend to have like little bitty image things in them. Sarah Richter. Oh no, that sheriff cat. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That sheriff cat was pretty bad. Somebody has a finish of that already. I can't remember where I saw it, but I was like, something's wrong with this person mentally. Like there is already a finish of this, but there is not a finish of other things. That just doesn't compute with me. But hey, some people will do anything for a picture of a cat in a sheriff costume. I call them weirdos, but y'all can call them whatever you want. Ooh, you got your drill organizer? Sweet. All right, let's see. Next question about artists. Would you rather diamond paint fan art like Disney or anime, DreamWorks, etc., or original art by indie creators. Um, while I somebody wanted to trade the Morales for Couch Cow, talk about it. Yeah, I the Couch Cow for the Morales. I was like, that person is high. You're a little bit high. It's all right. Just don't bring your highness all over the rest of the world, I guess. Okay, so either Disney, anime, whatever type fan art or um indie artists. Well, like here's the thing. I don't really care for what Diamond Art Club has brought out for Disney so far. That being said, there are some really fantastic artists. Like Margaret has a whole princess selection of the Disney princesses. She has a whole Studio Ghibli collection. Um, Thomas Kincaid's Disney stuff. There's Jeremiah Kettner does Disney stuff, and I would call them indie artists, right? In fact, a lot of the artists that Diamond Art Club has are indie artists. I mean, Margaret really wasn't anybody prior to working for Diamond Shop and then Diamond Art Club. So I don't know, that's really hard because there's some good fan art out there. Unfortunately, that good fan art is not what's being released. So I'm gonna have to go with indie creators on this one, only because there are indie creators who do fantastically at both things. And a lot of the artists that I really love already are indie artists. I'd always rather support an artist if I can, anyways. Okay, let's see. Sizes. We've answered some of these questions before, but let's answer about sizes. Would you rather always do tiny snack sized canvases or only huge ones over 100 centimeters? Um, Now I've done a lot of really large pieces, especially in the last um like I don't know, several have been pretty large sized pieces. I feel like with the snack size, well, what's snack size? Let's establish that. What do we think snack size is? Is anything smaller than 30 by 30? Because I would much rather just do large pieces, I think. Your results are better. I don't like it when I slam through a diamond painting in a few days, in a couple days or less. Like that to me is not a lot of fun. Snack size might be better for hanging because I don't have a lot of room. Well, nobody says you gotta hang them. They don't have to be hung. That's just, what you want, like a separate. But I think I would have to go right, Abby. Huge, more detail, and you don't have to buy as often also makes a lot of sense. Honestly, it's like the less I have to buy, the better, because I don't have all that kind of money to be buying new diamond paintings all the time. And the snack sized ones, I just tear through them too quickly. So I'd rather have one that's larger for detail purposes and it'll keep me busy longer. That's always good, keeping me busy. I don't do so well when my brain's left free to its own devices. All right, let's see. We're gonna go with this color. Also can't imagine kidding up and down constantly. Yeah, that's true too. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. Yikes. All right, next question. Um, diamond types. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is going to be an easy enough one for me to answer. I don't know what the rest of you. Would you rather only use AB drills or never use them again? Never use them again. I could do without them entirely, honestly. Yeah, they're great for zhuzhing up pieces and whatever, but if I'm only going to be working with ABs, forget it. I'd rather never work with them again. I can find fairy dust, or I can find crystals or sparklers or whatever else. I don't need ABs. They can shoo shoo. AB for Alondra, oh my goodness. You're much braver than I am. Mostly because I'm a hard placer and the ABs always steal my putty or my wax. So it doesn't seem to matter if I use wax or putty. They just take them right out of my placers. Never prefer fairy dust or iridescent. And yeah. I was just going to opt out of special drills. Interesting. Okay. Here's a random question for you guys. If you could have like any new special kind of diamond that could do anything, right? Just forget about cost, forget about, what's realistic and what isn't. What would you like having? Like what sort of a new special diamond do you wish that they had? And I think it would be really cool to have one that like legitimately was, do you remember like mood rings or like hypercolor, where obviously temperature would change the color? So if like you did the diamond painting in one color, right? But if you were to go up and like put your hand on it or whatever, that like the crystallized walls at the museum, in the kids museums, like you would touch it and it would leave your handprint or whatever, or that like if you changed its temperature, now the picture that you've done is in like a different color scheme or something. That would be really cool. I wish that they had something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Leggins plans, you got the same idea as me. Glow in the dark in more colors would be very cool. UV diamonds, but yes, maybe a water bubble with glitter. So when you move it, it's like oh, that's cool. Well, so they're glow in the dark autumn, but they're not. I don't think they're what she's talking about necessarily. Um, like glow under black light is I think what she's talking about. Like you know how like a highlighter. Yeah, I know. They're UV charged. In fact, one glow in the dark is really false advertising anyways, because they work for crap. Even when they're UV charged, like I got this isn't my UV light, sorry. This is my UV light. I got a UV light and I use it on some of the glow in the dark stuff because it's the only thing you can use to get them to work. But like, yeah, black light ones, like hypercolor sort of situation, highlighter neons, that would be really cool. Like you remember those like black velvet like marker drawings we used to do, and you would do them with highlighters and hang them up in your bedroom and you'd have a black light. Yeah. I like the bubble idea with like a snow globe in it, and you could pick the different Like maybe you could pick the different glitter colors that were in it. I think it'd be hard to like move the diamond painting. So maybe it'd be something that like you like plug it in or something and it would just constantly move the glitter inside of the diamonds, pretending that that's a thing that you could actually do, right? That'd be really cool. But yeah, I'd love color changing. That'd be really neat. Obviously, a lot of this is damn near impossible, but like I said, if money and like, obviously science weren't an issue, if you could get it to do anything, it'd be cool to have diamonds that can be magnetized. Ooh, yeah, like cat eye, like this sort of situation. Don't pay attention to how much my nails need to be done though. Yeah, some cat eye. That'd be pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I'm into it. Or where like if I could do an entire diamond painting with like sparklers that are like let's say Swarovskis or what have you, that it wasn't going to be something that would be so astronomically expensive. I would do at least one diamond painting one time out of like all sparklers, just one time. Or if it's a snow globe diamond art, have the snow globe part not charted. When you put those crystals on it without a backing, would be cool last effect. Yeah, there you go. There's a color changing resin colorant, but money. Yeah, well, we're pretending money would be no factor. We have to in this instance because I can't even imagine the costs of some of these things be a little ridiculous. If money was not a factor at all, what would you like to see? Because yeah, honestly, there's no way I could afford like an all Swarovski diamond painting, but would I want one? Hell yes. I don't know how what's her name? Angelina? The one that's always posting in DP with sparklers. I don't know how she affords what she does. Because she'll change all but like three colors. And at that point, it's like, why don't you just change all of them? I don't know. Let's see. Mm, let's see. Sorry, I'm just reading through some of these questions. Would you rather work on a project that when you get it, you find out it has missing drills? Or would you rather work on a diamond painting that has really blurry symbols? Now, getting a kit um that doesn't have the right like it's missing drills or whatever, I think too much bling can ruin it. I agree with you on that. I do think that sometimes it's way overdone. But if like the point of the painting would be, some sort of small thing or whatever that was meant to look like that, cool. Like some sort of like Lady Gaga inspired or what have you, or the diamond painting is a beautiful chandelier where overdoing it with that much Swarovski would, you know, be on purpose. Um, Missing diamonds is really annoying, and yeah, it sucks to wait for missing diamonds. However, after working a couple of kits that had really blurry symbols that you could not see, I would rather have missing drills. Missing drills. If I can't see it, I can't diamond paint it, you know? blurry symbols, man, that's it's really hard. And I do see after working on Maban, I do see why they decided to archive her as quickly as they did because oh, it was bad. It's a beautiful painting when it's finished, but when it's so hard to see what you're doing, yeah, I definitely see why that one was archived. Because holy heck, it was not an enjoyable beautiful painting. Really beautiful painting though. I hate ABs. It's honestly too much to me unless it's snow. But even then, I rather replace it with fairy dust white. Yeah, and I feel the same way about the white. Just kind of depends on where it is and what it's for. Because like in the moon on this piece or in some of these like browns, because it's supposed to be like gold and glittering, I understand the use in this. But yeah, like black, if they give me black ABs, I'm taking them out because black is supposed to be black, not rainbow, you know? Then it just doesn't even look right. It's not even correct to what it's supposed to be in the first place. And then I just don't see the point. If you wanted it to be rainbow, then make it a rainbow color, not black. All right, let's see. Um, oh, some holiday theme questions. Would you rather only do Christmas diamond paintings or only Halloween ones? I think they put too much AB coating on. Yeah, on some of the ABs, they do have way too much coating. They could have reprinted it. Didn't you know, Jamie? I agree. I think the problem is that there is one specific. It's like this weird tan color, and they always use. I call it the sword. I don't know. It's like a. It's like a diagonal sword. I don't know how else to describe it because it's this it's this line, right? But then it has a line going this way, like a little line going that way, and it looks like a sword to me. And I've noticed on that particular tan color that they always use that symbol in white. And unless they were going back to when they put only dark symbols on top of light symbols and only light symbols on top of dark symbols, that it would be hard, I think, to rechart that one because that one, I believe, yeah, that one was around. So it's tricky. It's tricky. I both see why they archived it and then wished that they wouldn't have and just fix the problem. But so for Christmas or Halloween, I am a non-Christian. So if it's like just seasonally winter, like it's winter themed, that's a little different. Um, but you're not really going to catch me working on too many Christmas kits. You know what I mean? Like I don't work on Christmas kits. I do generally love anything Halloweeny themed, witches and dark spooky stuff or fun spooky stuff too. Uh so for me it would be Halloween over Christmas, definitely. Halloween and fall has a lot of variety. Yeah. Now if it's just specifically those holidays, I think Halloween Halloween has more room to go. I feel like Halloween is overdone. You're not wrong on that. You are definitely not wrong on that. I feel like they've been dropping Halloween kits every month since I don't even know. Seems like there's always a witch or a spooky something is dropping. I mean, I get it. It's money, but it's definitely been done a lot, a whole lot. And if it's not your jam, then I can see it being really annoying. I can definitely relate. I think if they dropped a Christmas themed hit every month, we would all be questioning their sanity. So totally understand. Anything can be spooky or spooky cute. Yes. Yeah. I mean, Sims Art only does witches, so I only see him releasing that. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Would you rather work on a snowy winter scene in July or a beachy summer scene in December? Well, again, I don't really do holiday things anyways, but I'm one of those people that I like to work on something really bright and cheery in the winter because of seasonal affective disorder or just that it's dark, it's cold, I'm like over it by December. So I think a beachy season would be way more like fun and entertaining to me uh than a winter scene in the middle of July. Though I wouldn't be opposed to either, honestly. Because people do Christmas in July stuff. Yeah. I feel like these have been events. But I don't know. I think I might rather do a beachy summer scene in winter than a winter scene in summer. Yeah, a lot less white too. If I can't escape the heat, then at least I can diamond paint how I wish the weather was. Yeah, there is that. I'll tell you what, it's been uncomfortable. And at least in winter, you can warm up when it's this freaking hot out. There's no way to get cooled off. That's the worst. That is the worst. All right, let's see here. What time are we at? Oh, it's only 9. In Florida, it's always beach season. That's fair. That is fair. I mean, granted, I know that like when I was there in, I think it was January when I was younger, it was 60 degrees, which, here in Wisconsin, we're already wearing shorts and tank tops in 60 degrees. But it was funny to be, you know, going around and people are wearing like their warm jacket. I'm like, this is this is like beautiful weather for us. 60 degrees. That's when we're starting to peel off our winter coats. Now, I wouldn't want to swim in 60-degree weather, definitely, but I'd happily walk around in just a t-shirt. Well, and some pants. I'm not gonna walk around just in a t-shirt. Get arrested. My ass in Arizona is wearing a jacket in 60-degree weather. Nice. In Australia, that would be seasonal. True. Very true. Okay, let's see. Would you rather only do holiday gnomes or holiday animals? Yeah, except man, those holiday gnomes, they're really popular. Um, Holiday gnomes or holiday animals? I don't know. I've seen really cute ones of both. But I'm not really like a big gnome person, even though that's like legitimately been my nickname in my life. because my name is Naomi, so people say gnome all the time. Um, like Gnome and Nomi have been my nicknames throughout my lifetime. Never really been a thing for me. I think, oh, that's hard because generally I don't want to do animals anyways, but I'm trying to think of which of the two that I've seen that I enjoy more, the holiday animals or the holiday gnomes. I don't know. What are you guys saying? Gnomes all the way. I don't want to see another animal. Gnomes. Holiday every day. Those gnomes creep me out. Gnomes can be really funky or creepy. Gnomes creep me out. Okay, cool. Abby does not get the gnomes. I prefer not to work on animals, but prefer them to gnomes. Okay. Alondra is our gnomes person over here. And Cat. No, she said animals. Tigger is gnomes. Alondra is gnomes. Mel is gnomes. Marianne loves all animals. Jamie says neither. Well, here we are again, Jamie, breaking the rules. Jamie's the rule breaker. She won't do nothing. If I have to pick, I don't have a choice. I must pick between the two. Yeah, I don't know, man. I really don't understand those gnomes. I just don't get them. Some of them have been very, very cute. And now, here's a question, I guess, for myself. Because I'm not keeping these, I don't care for animals or gnomes. Which one are going to be easier for me to gift to someone else if I have to choose between them? And I think, Dustin, do we know any gnome people, like people who are obsessed with gnomes? Gnome people, yes. Do we know any animal people, like people who are obsessed with holiday animals? Yes. They have to be holiday animals, like animals enjoying different holidays. Like a cute little spring bunny or a winter fox or I don't know, a bear wearing a Santa hat. No? Man, I got to keep these atrocities then? Well, then I guess if I've got to keep them, I would rather have animals. Don't have those gnomes anywhere near my house. Yep, that's what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with animals. I'm not going to enjoy what I'm diamond painting. I'm not going to want to diamond paint. That's fair. Animals are easier to get. I think that's probably right. Um, let's see. Oh, this is kind of interesting. Would you rather do a New Year's Eve fireworks canvas or like, any holiday that would have fireworks, 4th of July fireworks, whatever, or do a canvas that has some sort of huge parade? Ooh, fireworks or a parade? I think you have more fun options with regard to the fireworks. I think a canvas with fireworks on it could look really, really cool depending on how it was done. I think all the bursts of color would be fun. And I'm not like it's really hard to do um especially fine details like that on people. Yeah, fireworks. I agree. You don't know anybody. I don't know anybody who wants gnomes. Parade. Oh, a Chinese parade. Yes, like a Chinese New Year parade. That'd be really cool. That'd be full of life and color. Our US parades are boring AF. They're awful. I don't like parades at the best of time. Like, I just think parades are really boring, but Chinese parades are really cool. I mean, even like Roman Carnival or Rio. Like, what about a Rio Carnival parade or New Orleans? I mean, okay, now New Orleans parades are pretty cool, but our general parading in this country is very lackluster. Even even the more famous like Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, like whatever. Who cares? Sorry to anybody who loves parades. I did Year of the Snake. It had fireworks in it. My favorite canvas is oh, okay. When I think of parades, I only think of parades that have ended in disaster. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not disaster parades. Like just all of a sudden the balloon floats away, somebody blows up, or the parade float runs into the side of a building. Cool. I guess I missed all of those disaster parades. I'll have to YouTube some Google some parade disasters and see what I can come up with. Don't rain on our parades. That's right. You don't enjoy the after sports parades. Everyone gets smashed and acts stupid. Nah. Oh, shots fired parades. Yeah, yikes. We don't like those. Or people accidentally driving into the audience. No, I want fun disasters like, the float balloon ends up in the audience, or ding dong uh ends up being lifted off their feet because the parade float is, got a good breeze or something. Fun disasters, not like, we don't want any horrible, we don't want any fatalities. I'll skip those kinds of disasters. They can keep those. Parade when the police had to kill Barney. Oh no, not Barney. Saddened children everywhere. Um, let's see. Mm, okay. Would you rather? Okay, if you're an animal person, which I'm really not, so I'm gonna have to pick one that I kind of like, right? Would you rather do diamond paint underwater scenes or like majestic safari? It's like safari animals or like zoo animals. So are you like an underwater sea creatures person or above land creatures person? If you have to diamond paint something with animals, do you prefer underwater creatures or above land creatures? And for me, um, oh, that's hard because I know Dustin really loves like ocean, not this or whales or whatever. Not that he doesn't like whales, but I know that he prefers underwater scenes. So at least if I'm working on it, it's something that I know he'll enjoy, even if I don't. I think there's a lot more color variety in the ocean as well. So if I have to do animals, I think doing like a seascape sort of situation, orcas for Abby all day, every day. Not orcas for Abby. Orcas for Abby is my next band name, by the way. Orcas for Abby. And we're only going to do Tears for Fears covers. Seems fitting. Orcas for Abby. Coming to a stage near you this June. I'm doing Betta Fish Mermaid currently. Ooh, it's underwater. Underwater, where the only creatures are coral and invisible plankton. Yes. Underwater trend to be better, but I love cats, so this is hard. Probably cats. Okay. Yep. Orcas for Abby. Who's gonna play in my band? Who would like to join my band, Orcas for Abby? P.S. For those who are not aware, Abby got orcas in her mystery box. Abby got worst mystery box, I think. Although the cats one, no offense to people who liked the cats one, but I think the cats one was pretty bad. But I definitely think orcas were worse than the cat. The two cats, because those were actually kind of cute. Those orcas were something, though. I'm not an orcas person, though, so I guess that's that. Yeah, I think I would much rather do an underwater scene just because there's more color. You know what I mean? Like the corals are colorful, the fish are very colorful. I think that could be really fun. I don't have to do it forever, so that definitely makes a huge difference on my wanting to work on it at all if I've only got to do one. Not like for the rest of my life. Otherwise, I'm going to quit diamond painting. That's what's going to happen. When does Dak usually start sneak peeks for the weekend? So they usually depends on it kind of depends on if they're having releases earlier in the week. Like they're releasing Star Wars things, I think Wednesday this week. And so sometimes if they're doing like a midweek release, it will mess with the sneak peek schedule. But if I remember correctly, those begin on Tuesdays, right? The Tuesdays, Abby? Yeah, the worst one. Whoever got two autumn sunsets, yeah, that sucks. Because like everybody got autumn sunset. You can't even trade that. I hope that they got something back from Diamond Art Club for that because that's kind of bogus. Is it Tuesdays or is it Wednesdays that they start doing the sneak peeks? I can't remember right off the top of my head right now. You usually watch them on Instagram. You could do without Star Wars. Yeah, it's not anything that I'm like looking to buy. But I feel like usually unless they do a Wednesday release and then but I'm looking right now. Okay, so usually nope, that was the special sale. And they ended with Yume that week. That was on the 13th, I think. And we started with y'all help me out here. If no midweek release, previews start Tuesday. With midweek releases, the previews start around 11. Yeah, on Wednesdays. Yeah. Well, the kits this week are terrible. My bank is hurting. Yeah, see, I was not really expecting them to be doing all of these mystery boxes and mystery kits and you know what I mean? I'm lucky I didn't spend any money. I didn't have money to spend, but they did do a Morales when they did Ocean Eyes, and then they turned around and released a Morales in the mystery kit. And so I had to figure out how to get that one. Thankfully, I was able to find somebody to trade with me for a different kit. just generally a different kit, not like one of the ones out of the mystery. But I got very lucky. I know how lucky I am with regard to that, because some people are out there paying $150 to get the Morales. So, yeah, I totally understand. Which was freaking mean. Yes, I agree. It was very mean. Very, very mean. Um, okay. Would you rather do a fantasy dragon or a mythical phoenix? Um, a dragon or a phoenix? Okay, so there are lots of like dragon diamond paintings out there and not very many phoenixes. However, there is a phoenix that I know of that is going to be coming out from Captured by Radiance, and it is stunning. They also have a dragon coming out, which is also stunning. Man, that's hard because I really loved what was the one that you did, Jamie? Was that Rebirth Awaits? Just Rebirth something? That one was beautiful. I loved that one. I really do like phoenixes a lot. I like dragons too. Really depends on the dragon and it really depends on the phoenix. You know what I mean? Because some phoenixes are not great. Some dragons are not great. Okay. I'm going to go with a phoenix only because I've never diamond painted a phoenix. Rebirth. Okay. Dragon as long as it's not black. Why gotta be black? Um, yeah, I've already done dragon diamond paintings. I've never done a phoenix diamond painting, and for that reason only, I would say I would rather do a phoenix just because I wanna do a phoenix that I really enjoy. And Rebirth was really beautiful. And she was lovely. So for that reason only. Otherwise, I do really enjoy dragons, but I'm not doing a Spangler dragon. I'll put it that way. What was the question? Hold on. I think it will be officially released. It's hard to say because usually they're exclusive, like Melissa is saying. However, there have been exclusive ones that were exclusive to the box that they did re-release. And I feel like if they're smart and they want to make money, why wouldn't they re-release a Morales? You know what I mean? But there again, they might be doing that specifically so that people understand that any artist can go into a mystery box or any piece, including pieces that we've voted on, because that particular diamond painting was in voting. It was like, I don't know, they're able to do whatever they want to. I hope that they re-release it so that people who are collectors of Morales like me can get one. But ultimately, I understand if they decide not to, you know. I'm not a fan of the Spanglers either. I do like Anne Stokes. I like Anne Stokes. I like Six Leaf Clover Yen. I like her stuff too. It's very cute. Those sushi dragons, I love them. I love those dragons. They're just so damn adorable. I also like the ones like Beekeeper. Um, you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of that artist, but I really like her dragons too. Really like those a lot. And like I said, only for the reason that I've never done a phoenix, I would say give me a phoenix to do. I honestly think they added the Morales to this box so people continue to buy the box. Mm, all the other paintings were a miss, so I think they had to throw something to keep the FOMO and people. Could be Alondra. Could be. I don't know. Um, let's see. Would you rather only do fairies or only do mermaids forever? Like if you were not you can like you're not only going to do fairies or only going to do mermaids, but you can either pick you're only going to do fairies or you're only going to do mermaids if you're going to do one of those two things. That makes sense. So if you do a fairy, you can't do any mermaids. If you do mermaids, you can't do any fairies. Um Ooh, that's hard because I love fairies and mermaids. Um uh I own a lot of freaking mermaids. I have a lot of mermaids. Um but like I love fairies so freaking much. Like I used to collect fairies. Um it's hard. I don't know. I don't know. I can't pick. I can't pick. Somebody pick for me. Only mermaids. Most of the pieces I'm hoping for, i.e. Morales, are mermaids. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to go with mermaids. I do love fairies. I love fairies, but I feel like mermaids mermaids feel a little more, even though this is going to sound really weird, they almost seem more adult. The whole Sealy court of fairies in the stories that fairies have, like the differences between a brownie or a puka or things like that. Whereas like I don't know. I do love fairies, but I'm gonna have to go with mermaids. Here's a good question. Would you rather have color block 50% of a canvas with 310 or 3865? So black or off-white? At least with the off-white, I can see what the hell I'm doing. With black, it's like that's how I ended up dropping a row in one of my diamond paintings, was because it was all color blocking 310. And then I dropped a freaking row and I was so mad. Yeah, you can see a little bit more of the gapping in white color block. Easier to see where you're placing it. Wants to be an adult. Yeah, nobody. That's right. Fairies have more options for scenery though. Ooh, that's a good point. That is a good point. My audio is cutting out. That's weird. I'm not dropping any frames. Weird. Well, let me know if it's still a problem because I'm done in about 7 minutes. So if it keeps going. Anybody else having audio issues? Because sometimes that will happen. I turned off all the fans that were near me so that it wouldn't, because that was what I'd been really worried of prior, is if I had a fan, like directly pointed at my face, that it was going to cut the audio in and out with too much background sound. Off and on. Nope, it happened to, okay, weird. Well, let me know if it keeps happening. I will pay attention if I can, but I'm almost done anyways, so. Oh, I hate when I miss two freaking diamonds in a color. Grr. Two diamonds. Dang it all. There we go. We'll just grab them right out now. Was for a bit, but it stopped. Okay. Good. Let's see. Ooh, here we go. Disney edition. Would you rather only diamond paint classic princesses, being like your Cinderella, your Snow White, your Sleeping Beauty, or the newer Disney characters, like the newer princesses from like uh Encanto and Moana and things like that. Um and for me, here's the thing, I do love the newer princesses, don't get me wrong, but my oldest child was named for a classic Disney princess, from the very classic era of Disney princesses. So I'm gonna have to go with the classic Disney princesses personally. I do love the newer ones, but yeah, it's classic princesses for me. The 80s and 90s, that's the Renaissance era of princesses. They're usually the more popular of the three different eras, but no, they're in their own, like that's Renaissance, whereas there's classic, Renaissance, and then newer era princesses. Wow, sugar. Whatever that was about. Oh, maybe some fireworks. Possible. Yeah, it's gonna have to be classic princesses for me. Though if I had to pick between the three eras, classic, Renaissance, or newer, I'm going with Renaissance. Newer ones, I want some Tiana. Yeah, I think she would be considered newer. She's definitely not in the Renaissance era. Anna and Elsa are newer. Rapunzel is newer, I would say. Like anything in the computer age, that's going to be in the newer, because there was a huge break between like Lion King and Little Mermaid, and then the computer generated princesses. The very large break that they took in between. I would even consider, oh man, that's Merida too. Ooh, wait a minute. Nah, I still really like my classic. I like my classic Disney princesses. I don't know. Is Meg new or old? She is Renaissance. She would be more Renaissance-y era, I think. I'd have to look. She's not. She's in the newer era. That's what I said. What's that? No. I just like classic princesses. I don't know what to tell you. I am. I'm leaving Tiana and Moana and the girl from Encanto. Mhm. Apparently, my DEI is just like America. Busted. I said my DEI is just like America's. It's busted. DEI is like it's the act to hire people of color and not discriminate against them. My son has disowned me, done with me, totally done with me. It is a very good princess movie. It could be. I don't know. I didn't ask you what your favorite was. Well, yeah, we're talking about diamond painting. Yeah, what now? No, would you rather diamond paint classic Disney or newer Disney? Yeah, Diamond Art Club has a lot of princess stuff, although they keep leaving Cinderella out for some reason. Because Abby's just gonna be Orca Abby for the rest of her life. No Cinderella for you. Never, ever, never. Yeah, they license with Disney now. So they have a lot of stuff. Or you can steal it like most other people do. That's what everybody else does, is just steal it. Anyways. All right. What time are Ooh, it's 9:30, you guys. Alrighty. Well, you know where I'm headed. Hopefully some of you will be headed over to Discord for voice chat. It's going to be just a little bit because I have some things to do. If I don't see anybody jump in the voice chat, then I might not jump in the voice chat, but we'll just see. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, you guys, I will be back here on Saturday night. I'll have a whip and chat out for tomorrow, and I'll have more things to discuss in the whip and chat. Some fun little tidbits. Yeah. Otherwise, Thursday I will be on Twitch if you want to come and hang out with me there. And you know, I'm around. You can find me. You know where to look for me. Otherwise, you guys, keep teasing you. But otherwise, you guys, as ever, I hope that wherever you are in this great, big, beautiful, well, if you're in the northern hemisphere, hot world that we live in right now, a really lovely morning, evening, or afternoon, whatever time it is, wherever you are. All right, you guys, I will see you soon. Goodbye.